Suey! Suey! My red wattles, and they're getting big. Enough about the pigs. Let's take a look at the sheep today. What I've got going on with a little bit of my pasture management. We're now into the month of June, and the temperatures are starting to hit the 90-degree point, maybe just a little bit shy of it. So it's starting to get warm out here, and you can see I'm in a part of the farm. There's a lot of vegetation, a lot of multiflora rose, a lot of thorn bushes. There's some forage underneath it, but what's interesting is there's a lot of forage above the ground. So all of this stuff here for a sheep is edible and is good browse for them. So I've started moving the sheep into this draw. Let's take a look at it. This draw goes from south to north on the farm, and I've been taking the fence and trying to keep it as close to those wood line there in the edge as I can as I move throughout this draw here, trying to keep the sheep out of the field as much as possible and down in the woods. And I'm having really good results with how the sheep are grazing, but more importantly, even how they're performing. They look like they're all putting on weight. They're getting a diverse diet. When they were in the pasture alone, I did see where they had some loose stools. Now everything's firmed up. They're eating grasses from the ground, but they're doing a lot of browsing of leaves and thorns and multiflora rose bushes. All that, I think, is really heightened their diet and is really helping them. Maybe more importantly, at this time of year, they are in constant shade. They were in this area right here. Oh, it's probably been 2 weeks ago now, maybe even a little bit more than that. You can definitely see the clear line where my fence went around the edge of this draw from where the grass is here. And here, this is one downfall. When they get into the grass side, they do eat it down. But you can see it's already starting to come back. But they've eaten the leaves off most of the plants. There was a lot, and we'll see it when we get down here. There was a lot of undergrowth here. Here's part of the area where they were in on the second move. And then you can see pretty well eaten down. This is all within the canopy. And then here is the fence, and here is where they're at currently. And you see they've still got quite a bit of vegetation in here, and they've been in here for 4 days or so. It does take me about 2 hours to move the fencing. I'm currently using 8 164-foot, 24-inch high poultry netting. And going through the woods like this, it'll try your patience for sure. But once I get it set up, I'm good for about 5 to 7 days. As I move through here, I start coming up to the end. This is where the fence is at the end, and I'm moving that direction. You can see here's where they'll be going into. So they'll be moving into this after doing this. 5 days ago, this area right here looks like this right here. Another great benefit of this is that I am saving pasture for the steers. The beef will come through here and they'll eat some of this grass, but they're absolutely not going to go through these woods and clear out a lot of these undesirable weeds like this. But these sheep are thriving on it. So it's actually giving me a whole nother food source. Not only what's on the ground, but everything up head high that they're eating as well, which is a lot of forage in here, as you can see. Here's my charger set up for here. It makes it pretty easy to move this around. I've got my grounding rod, my hot wire going over here to the fence. I've tested, I'm pushing about 6,000 volts, even with the vegetation on here. I then have a solar charger here that is trickle charging my battery, which is then providing the electricity for my relatively inexpensive Power Mac charger. I am having to haul some water down here to them. That's not too bad. Overall, really happy with this. I can't believe it took me a little bit of time to realize to do it. I was always a little bit not wanting to handle this fence down here in the woods, but now that I'm seeing the benefit of it and able to set up enough that keeps me for about a week in one area, it's definitely worthwhile.